Hello, me. Meet the real me. I think religion is for people who are afraid to go to hell. Welcome to the vlog today. Got my coffee. It's not Headbangers Brew, but it's almost as good. You know, Starbucks does a decent job with their Cafe Verona of meeting the high standards of Headbangers Brew, available at the Sanctuary International Matrix, by the way. So I want to talk about Dave Mustaine's quote. For me, well, I don't have to stalk or try to sing like Dave Mustaine anymore. For me, spirituality is for people who have been to hell, like me. So I posted that. It's a quote from Rockstars on God, Volume 2, which is probably the best of the whole series. And Volume 3 is awesome. So Volume 2 is better than awesome because I handpicked the most excellent interviews. Volume 1, Relevant Books, bless their hearts, went out of business, went out of print. They picked the biggest names. You know, Alice Cooper, Henry Rollins, Metallica, Kiss, Jethro Tull. And those were good interviews. Some of them were really good. Like The Bad Religion is awesome. Some dude that is a professor somewhere did, I think he's a professor. He wrote a book based on that interview, originally published in Heaven's Metal magazine. The interview was done by David Jennison, one of the best writers we ever had at the magazine. Kudos to you, David. How you doing, man? Anyway, Volume 2's quote by Megadeth. There's 3 interviews in Rockstars on God Volume 2 by Megadeth. Whenever I do multiple interviews with a similar band, and I put it in a book, with the exception of somebody else, Creed. I had Scott Stapp in Volume 2, and I had Mark Tremonti in Volume 3. But anyway, I digress. That quote, I posted like a little ad for the book, Rockstars on God, Volume 3, including that quote. Religion is for people who are scared of going to hell. For me, spirituality is for people who have been to hell, like me. And last time I counted, there was close to 40 comments and people just diving in and hashing out what hell is or is not. And I want to make some commentary. So, one, it's a figure of speech. I've been to hell. You know, I mean, come on, let Dave Mustaine use a figure of speech. He's communicating on a street level to heavy metal rock fans. And when you say I've been to hell and back, it's immediately known what he's talking about. It's a figure of speech. If you want to dissect it, if you want to get into words that are used, which is a valid thing, it's actually, you know, debate is awesome. It's interesting. That's one of the things that has people smoking cigars, drinking beer, did I say that? And drinking coffee and discussing things all over the world, in cafes, in cat houses, well, just me talking to a screen, everywhere. And but if you want to engage in a debate like that, I've got some tips. This comes from me. Number 1, do not come in with both guns blazing. Establish some context. For instance, if you wanted to share your insight and your thoughts and your beliefs on hell not being a literal place, being an invention of the Greek church after the time of Christ, then one way you could approach that would be, hey, I know Dave Mustaine was using I've been to hell as a figure of speech. I want to propose that hell is a creation of people after the time of Christ. So you go in gentle, you give some context, you give some reason to start your discussion. And I'm not saying that the people that commented here did not follow that tip, but I'm just saying it's in the context right now, I think it's relevant to say, if you want to engage in some debate and you're going to debate people that have opposing views or questions about your views, then 1, be gentle, 2, establish context, 3, show tact and show grace. You know, in a debate, the the realm of debate is called forensics, which is funny because forensic science, CSI, and where we talk about the different definition of forensics is debate. Like colleges and some high schools have debate teams, and they go and they have somebody make their statement on a subject, somebody make a counterpoint and or rebuttal, and the next person makes a rebuttal to that rebuttal and closing arguments. And they give points and they have a winner, but in reality, there's no winner in the debate, because usually in a civil debate, both people coming away, hopefully, respecting each other's opinion, respecting each other's ability to convey their ideas and speak, public speaking, and they shake hands and walk away, essentially agreeing to disagree. So there's no clear-cut winner, like the person that lost the debate lost because of points. They didn't lose because what they were spouting off or espousing was false. It's rare that a debate can actually prove something to be false, like 2 + 2 is 5. That could be proven mathematically that it's false, and I don't care to entertain arguments that mathematics is relative. That's one thing I love about mathematics, is it's absolute. But in a civil debate, there's no clear-cut winners. There's somebody who's declared a winner, but we all walk away winners. We all walk away losers. We all are people. So we don't have to go in with a win-or-lose mentality. If that's what fuels you and motivates you to come up with your best ideas, then so be it. That's your inner motivation, and you're wanting to win a debate. You're wanting to persuade somebody to come over to your side. These are all valid things, but it's so much better when it's done with tact and reasonable expectations. It's not often that in Facebook somebody gets their mind changed on a political view or spiritual or religious view. And so anyway, my first thing I wanted to point out is, hey, Dave Mustaine's using a figure of speech here. Let it stay a figure of speech. Don't necessarily feel like you have to dissect it and go into every jot and tittle of the words and, debate all the finer points. His point was basically, spirituality is for people who've gone through hell, who realize they need a savior, they realize their life's a wreck, they realize they need help, they realize there's a higher power, they realize Jesus Christ is salvation to them. And that's a cool statement. And he brought it down to a street heavy metal level in the middle of an interview with me for HM Magazine way back in the day. And it's kind of a insightful, confrontational, insightful, another word that sounds the same as insightful, inciting comment that I used as an advertisement to get attention, because it's an attention-getting quote. But, I would just say, hey, settle down. It's not the end of the world. Let's look at the interview with Dave Mustaine, which was really, really cool. Anyway, wanted to say that. That's the latest vlog from me. Join the discussion. Take care, and God bless you.